University faculties, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, and the Hilton Garden Inn Hershey. We wish to thank all of our underwriters for their support of high school sports on PCN. Today's championships are available in more than 3 million homes all over Pennsylvania. From Philadelphia to Erie and Pittsburgh to the Poconos, PCN, Pennsylvania's neighborhood, and we are kind of in that mode here. Of course, West Catholic out of, obviously, Philadelphia and the Philadelphia Catholic League, and Wilmington, again, they are actually out of New Wilmington, which is in Mercer County, and maybe 10 miles east of the border between Pennsylvania and Ohio. So we are literally on opposite ends of the state when these two teams hook up here in Hershey.
Yeah, Wilmington's probably, I don't know, 60 miles north of Pittsburgh as you go up Interstate 79, and then, let's see, as you're going up, you take a left to get to New Wilmington.
Thank you, Mr. GPS.
Yeah.
Tonight's Quad A championship game will be the 7 o'clock kickoff between Liberty and Bethel Park. Does that say that on the GPS? You're going to take a left here?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There we go. We got it.
Take a right for Bethel Park, a left for Liberty, right?
And as Steve said, the Wilmington Greyhounds will get the football to start. And again, overemphasize this, but we keep talking about important series for the Greyhounds, and this one's big. Derek Burns on a return across the 30, and a big burst. Derek Burns just barreling his way across the 40 to about the 44-yard line.
Well, there's field position for you to start if you're Wilmington now, and you are going to have a short field of 55 yards to start with as a 25-yard return right here by Mr. Burns. Take a look at this. He says, hey, go north and south, young man.
And that is, again, the younger brother of Chris Burns, who was a huge player for this Greyhound team the last couple of years. He is now at the University of Pittsburgh as a running back. And they will go right back to Burns, right up the middle, just powering his way forward out to the midfield and maybe even into West Catholic territory.
Give credit to some good straight-up blocking by Clint DeRosa, Ryan Welch, and Brian Folkman up there. Folkman 50, DeRosa 60, and of course Ryan Welch 76. Take a look at this up front. I mean, these guys just moved the line of scrimmage.
And I think this is where you got to go if you're Terry Borelli. I think you got to go back to Derek Burns a lot more. That's just his 4th carry of this football game. He's a guy who is 1,400+ yards coming in. Then he goes back to the air. Looks for that little quick hitter, and Shane Wagner's double team. Holloman and Manuel, right? Actually, it's Holloman and Maples right there to knock it away from Matt Wagner.
They have tried to go to Wagner all day long, and he's just not available. This time they got 3 guys around him. Watch this. Right here, you're behind with Holloman. Holloman actually gave him a little bump ahead of time. And the thing that saved him probably was his hands were going for the ball.
Shane Wagner now 2 for 8 for 30 yards on a pick. I realize you want to throw the football, but against this speed of West Catholic in the secondary, I don't know that that's necessarily your best opportunity. 3rd down and 5 now for Wilmington from just across the 50-yard line in West Catholic territory. There they go right back to Burns, and Burns gets 3, maybe 4.
Coming out of their limping is Dallas Hartman, who is an offensive guard up there, coming up left foot, looking like it's a little bit hurt. Dallas Hartman, number 44.
And he gets 4, so it will be a 4th and 1. Again, another fourth down call coming up for the Greyhounds.
We talked about them having patience, and, you know, if it's 4th and 1.5, you don't go for it. But they've got to go about the length of the football.
This is one where you just sneak forward. I think it'll be a quarterback.
See Derek Burns getting his 5th carry, and here comes the inside handoff to Whiting, and he'll get the first down and more. Sutton Whiting at 5'7", 150 pounds, not to be denied as he fights for another 3 yards to the 37-yard line.
How many times do you see that where you get guys jammed up on the line? You only need about an inch, and you end up getting, 6, 7, 8 yards, sometimes a touchdown, because everybody is grouped up there on the line. Everybody's tight. Take a look. Good blocking right in here. And then it just opens up that little bit of a hole, and he's about 1 man away from breaking it.
Yeah, and that's one of the staple plays of that wing tee. And again, they just gave him a little bit of an angle, and a nice job by Whiting to cut it up inside when he saw the hole.
9-yard pickup for Sutton Whiting. He goes in motion now to join DeMetal on the right side, and Wagner wants to roll that way. Shane Wagner throws over the head of Jake DeMetal, incomplete.
Once again, DeMetal was open. It was a zone out there, and DeMetal got in behind the linebackers and in front of the cornerback, and he was wide open. Wagner just not able to get the ball down so far. Let's take a look. You're going to see, man, right here, he's going back. Now the linebackers right in here. You're going to see he's got his man wide open right in here and just overthrows him. And the linebacker up front there you saw actually the safeties in behind. and that area was open. So if he can get that ball down, he's got some area that he can hit the man and let him run.
Matt Wagner will come split out this side. Holloman goes in motion, but they'll go to Burns up the gut. And the fullback will barrel inside to 35, down to about the 33. 4 more yards for Derek Burns.
Real nice feat that time by Burns as he kind of hopped his way through that hole and over one defender.
And Brian Folkman, number 50, is going to do a nice job here. You're going to see a good block here. You're going to see a good block underneath there by Folkman. Again, opening up some nice holes. And this is where Wilmington is so good. I mean, they hold the football, and this becomes your best defense you have, is keeping that other offense off the field.
3rd down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup for Derek Burns at the 33-yard line. And here comes that reverse again to Whiting. It got him a 1st down this last time, but not on this one as he gets to the 30. And then again, a 4th down call. How many times have we said that about Wilmington today?
So you fake Burns coming this way, you get the Whiting coming the other way. Now you're going to see here comes Burns, then come right back.
Coming up to make the stick. That's Ray Manuel again. He has been big today. He's come up with some big plays as a cornerback going up against Matt Wagner. And there he comes up with a big stick. 4th down, and we'll call it 2 for the Greyhounds.
There's the counter again. It works.
And Whiting gets another 1st down as they take it inside the 25 down to the 24. 1st and 10, Wilmington.
Yeah, but when the ball snaps, you've got 3 guys going in different motions. It's difficult to defend, and if it's blocked decently, you get an opening.
Okay, now watch this. Stop right there. What you're going to see is here's a man coming this direction, here's the dive, and here's the guy that's going to get it, and watch the blocking right here to the inside. And there you go. 1st down.
Some pretty nifty running, too, by Whiting.
7-yard pickup for Sutton Whiting to the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. This is the style that the Greyhounds need to do to come back in this game. Here they go back to the corner fade pattern to Wagner, but it's over his head. That time the free safety, Halim Hayward, was there to break it up.
It's like they just keep wanting to come back to Wagner. It says, I know it's there. I know we're going to get it. So far, they haven't been able to hook up. Now watch the receiver here. You're going to see Wagner. Wagner says, uh-oh. It looks like it's more going to the guy out there, Maples, or not Maples, rather, excuse
Manuel
me,
again.
number 9, Manuel. I better knock this away.
Ray Manuel has been a blanket on Matt Wagner all game. And you see Sutton Whiting, the leading rusher so far for the Greyhounds on today's game, at just under 900 coming in. And now they'll go, and they finally hooked up this time to Sharbaugh in there as the wide receiver. And Sharbaugh will take it to about the 15-yard line.
That's more the kind of pass that seems to be in the character of this offense, though. That little down and out 8-yarder they turned into almost a 1st down.
Well, Gary, you mentioned that if anything, West Catholic seemed to be a little bit susceptible to the pass. Certainly not deep, but you're right. Anything underneath has been open. We saw the one overthrow to DeMetal. We saw one earlier to Wagner, and then that time he hooked up with Wagner. 3rd
down and a short yard coming up now for the Greyhounds at the West Catholic 14-yard line. Sharbaugh back in there as the split end if they decide to gamble on this play. But they will go right to the fullback Burns, and he'll barrel forward for the 1st down to about the 10-yard line.
Initially on the front defensive line, you have to pick your poison. Figure out what you want to stop with all these guys coming in motion from different ways. And if you guess right, you make a big play. If not, they pick up the 1st down.
7 attempts on 3rd down today. That's the first time that they've gotten a 1st down on 3rd down. They're 3 of 5 on 4th down.
1st and goal to go now from the 10-yard line as Wilmington got the football to start this 2nd half. And now with inside of 7.5 minutes remaining, they still have the football. 1st and goal to 10. They started from their 44-yard line. Fumble on the snap. Ball loose on the ground, and I believe the Greyhounds are going to come away with it. What a huge turnover that would have been if Wilmington loses the handle on the football, but Wagner recovered his own fumble.
Wagner was pulling out early that time. You could see it. Watch him. He's just pulling away. His eyes are already back, and you got to have something with you. And he dives in there and looks for a moment like West Catholic had recovered, but not so.
So Lee lose a yard back to the 11-yard line. Not ultimately a costly penalty, but still certainly not something Terry Varelli would have liked to see from his team, as now they find themselves in a 2nd and goal back to the 11-yard line. So they've done everything right the way they want to play this football game so far to start this 3rd quarter. Ball control, moving the chains down the field. Here comes Whiting rolling out. Is he going to keep or throw? He's going to keep. He cuts it back at the 5. Touchdown, Shane Wagner. What a nifty move by the quarterback to take it home for the score.
Wagner had his eyes up the whole time for the end zone. He was looking for the other Wagner. Instead, he took it in. 7 points coming up, or 6 points coming up so far.
Shane Wagner with the touchdown run to get the Greyhounds right back into this game. His 8th touchdown running on the night.
Take a look. The whole time here, he's looking. He's got his man out here. He's got another guy down in the end zone. He says, maybe not. Cuts back on his own. Finds the pay dirt. Gets whacked a little bit and says, I'm not going down. I got 6.
And so now on to attempt the extra point is Bryce Wilson. He is 70 for 77 in extra points this season. Kick is up, and the percentage remains high. 6:21 now remaining third quarter play. The Greyhounds right back in it. 14-7 West Catholic on top when we come back.
The Hilton Garden Inn, Hershey, just minutes from all the Hershey attractions and a short drive from Harrisburg, Gettysburg Battlefields, and Pennsylvania Dutch Country. This award-winning hotel has everything busy travelers need to be productive and comfortable, including Wi-Fi internet access in all guest rooms, a 24-hour business center, plus comfortable beds using the Garden Sleep system. When tomorrow is a big day, Hilton Garden Inn, Hershey offers amenities and services so guests can sleep deep, eat well, treat themselves, stay fit, and work smart.
It's always been a part of our identity, a network of strength, and a reputation as solid as steel. At Penn Teledata, we're proud of this region's past, and we're creating a future built on the strength of our own network. You see that dedication in schools, hospitals, and banks. In homes across Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we give customers the ability to do more and do it better. After all, we've got quite a reputation to live up to. Penn Teledata, a good neighbor.
Shane Wagner takes it in for the 11-yard touchdown. 13 plays, 56 yards, 5.5 minutes off the game clock, and Wilmington back in the football game as we head downstairs again for Steve Degler.
Bob, thank you very much. And we saw Derek Burns certainly instrumental on that drive, from his work during the drive to the kickoff. We asked Terry Varelli, the head coach for Wilmington, to compare the Burns brothers, Chris and Derek. He said Chris played halfback and was more elusive with great balance. Meanwhile, Derek plays fullback, and he is more powerful and a straight-ahead runner. In fact, he doesn't fool around. He just gets physical, and he was very physical on that scoring drive for the Greyhounds.
And very instrumental with that kickoff return. Let's not forget, he got it to the 44-yard line, so it's a 13-play, 56-yard drive. So they didn't have to go a whole lot of real estate, but they were very patient, 5.5+ minutes off the clock.
And that was vintage Wilmington football there, with an occasional probe with that pass. The deep pass, they kept wanting to try to get Wagner, but they finally come back and used the pass. The short pass down there, mixed it in, and big touchdown here to cut it in half. And now you've got Mr. Moe who's wearing a white uniform for the moment.
But as we saw yesterday in that Steel High game, this is huge right now for the special teams. You can't allow the speed of West Catholic to get right back in this on a big kickoff return. And they kind of find an open daylight where nobody is back there for West Catholic, and the ball will trickle out of bounds. And so the Burrs will get the football to start the second half with 6:21 remaining in the third quarter.
Most times when a kickoff goes out of bounds, you go, nuts. Not a bad idea, though, kicking away from both deep backs. And
kickoff out of bounds. West Catholic will take it to the 35-yard line.
It was a little bit of a knuckleball, and you know, they had some guys coming down. It could have been a whole lot better for Wilmington. As it was, you keep it away from the speed. You give up to the 35-yard line, but that might not be half bad.
That's better than the other 35-yard line with one of those guys back there.
Yeah.
And so now here comes West Catholic's offense for the first time in period number 3. They'll split the backs with Rozier and Holloman back there behind Curtis Drake. And it's Holloman. And it's going to be nowhere as he is grabbed and thrown backwards. On the tackle is Hartman for Wilmington. Number 44, Dallas Hartman, 6'5", 240, just grabbed Rob Holloman and tossed him to the ground.
That was a disdainful tackle. I'll tell you what, he just grabbed him by the neck and said, no. Watch this. This is one of, it just takes him and says, not today. And just tosses him down.
I think he got tired of seeing him running away from him and
right.
decided, if I got my hands on you, you aren't going anywhere. 5-yard loss back to the 30. Make it second down and 15. Now Rozier, the lone back in the backfield, as they spread Holloman to a slot. And Drake wants to throw that way. It's intercepted. Right into the hands of Matt Wagner to the 20, 15, inside almost to the 10-yard line. Matt Wagner finally caught the football, but he caught it from Curtis Drake.
It took Curtis Drake to get him the football today, but he got it. And now Wilmington in big-time scoring position here and a chance to tie this one up.
The third turnover of this football game for the West Catholic Burrs, and the Greyhounds knocking on the door after the 25-yard interception return for Matt Wagner.
And here you'll see it. And the man was down in the field. That's one of the reasons Wagner was so far open. Looked like his receiver had slipped, and there's Wagner, and now knocking on the door again is Wilmington.
At the 12-yard line, here comes that inside handoff to Whiting, to the 5, to the 4.
Boy, has that been a bread and butter play for them so far today out of that Delaware wing tee. That inside handoff to Whiting.
He ends up getting 9 yards out of that. It'll make it 2nd and 1 from the 3.
Here you see to get good blocking up front. Just follow your blockers and kind of tiptoe through there. You see it again. Look at that. Number 50 leading out right ahead. He's had his hand on his back and said, just keep on going, big fella. I'll follow you through.
Matt Wagner split to the left side, but they go to Burns, the fullback, just burrowing his way forward. To the 2, to the 1. His forward progress will be stopped inside the goal line, but it'll be or inside the 1-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal to go for Wilmington.
Right.
And Fluck seeing his game maybe getting away from him a little bit right now on the sidelines.
Brian Fluck is thinking all about the end of the first half at this moment.
Absolutely. They were down to the 2, but they did not get into the end zone before they ran out of time. And now on the opposite side is Wilmington at the 1-yard line after Derek Burns gets 2 more yards. 1st and goal to go from the 1. Right back to Derek Burns they go, and into the end zone goes Derek Burns for the touchdown.
And you like the way that they capitalize on that turnover, not just getting it in there, but every time they came up to the line of scrimmage, it was very quick, very purposeful. They just got up there, got set, boom, go.
Should we bring it up again? How many times did we say it yesterday? Halftime adjustments.
Yep.
The halftime adjustments here were, let's get back and be ourselves.
That's exactly
Take a look.
what they've done.
And they've gone right back to where they live, which is ball possession. And to get a few breaks to help them, and here they are. Chance to tie it up with this important extra point.
And so here comes Bryce Wilson for that extra point. Up, and it is good. 4 minutes, 35 seconds. Gentlemen, we've got ourselves a ball game. It's 14-14, West Catholic and Wilmington.
Well, mistakes can kill. Speed can kill, but mistakes can as well. And now Wilmington, we talked about this being the tale of 2 styles. Wilmington using their style, first of all, to get a big score here to start the second half after a good punt return. And now here you are off a mistake, getting yet another touchdown to tie it up right away.
Back down in the field we go. Steve Degler with more.
Guys, thank you very much. And to pick up what you're talking about with Wilmington here in the second half, Terry Varelli just said we are not going to really have to change anything. It's just a matter of us going out there, playing better football. He was really emphasizing that part about catching the ball. While they did catch it, the interception sets up that game-tying touchdown.
Again, Matt Wagner's had so much trouble shaking loose the defensive Ray Manuel to catch it as a wide receiver, but he found a way on the opposite end with the interception, the 25-yard return to set him up for the 12-yard drive.
Yeah, it's very plain. He's just going about it the wrong way. Just be on the other side and play defense, and you'll get it.
You pick your chances, you take your opportunities when they present themselves, and suddenly Wilmington right back in it, and West Catholic has to be wondering on the other side what hit them.
You got to remember, Wilmington is used to being in close games here during the playoffs. 3 plays there, 12 yards, 56 seconds to go. Derek Burns, of course, with a 1-yard touchdown dive. But this Wilmington team likes these kind of games. They've been playing in them regularly.
How about 2 overtime games in their last 3? That'll get you ready for some tight games. West Catholic, on the other hand, has been beating people regularly all season long, so they very well may blink, and that's what happens so often we get in these championship games. And so now the momentum clearly on the opposite side of the field from where we sit. A good crowd on hand from Wilmington, and they are really into this game right now. Wilson with the kickoff, and on the return it will be Eric Young from his own 10, 15, and he won't get to the 20. And guess who made first contact? How about Carson Sharbaugh?
Man, what a game he is having so far. By the way, Wilmington so far with 1 turnover. Points off the turnovers for West Catholic, 7. On the other side, West Catholic with 3 turnovers and a big 7 points off those 3 turnovers. That last one that you just saw punched in by Wilmington.
We talk about the difference between, playing in close games and not playing in close games. And yeah, sometimes that can have an effect on the team that hasn't. I think if you're Brian Fluck, you just tell your team, yeah, but we can also score in a hurry. Let's get back to doing that, because they really have been a little off kilter here in the third quarter.
They start from their own 18-yard line. Here comes Holloman. Hold it closes relatively quickly as Palladino makes the first hit. Chad Palladino gets the hit, and across the 20 goes Holloman to about the 24-yard line. And he'll pick up about 6 on the first down keep.
Well, and you see him right here again, to pull the guard, follow Kavisia Wilson, and there's the kind of hole that he opens up every time, number 60.
10th carry of the game for Rob Holloman. Holloman's carried it 10 times, Maples has carried it 9, so that balance in the backfield continues. Maples is now in there at the tailback spot. There's Curtis Drake. Not thrown the ball well, but he has run with it fairly well when he's had these opportunities, although he has been plagued by some turnover problems. He fumbled it once, actually fumbled it twice, but his team recovered it. And now he's thrown 2 picks as well. Maples this time will take it across the 25, close to the 26.
Clint DeRosa, number 60, doing a good job of jamming it there for the Greyhounds.
Well, you know you have all that explosiveness at the skill positions, and especially in the backfield. Now it's time for the guys up front to make sure that that explosiveness can be capitalized upon.
3rd and 2 coming up. Here comes the handoff again. Right up the middle goes Maples, and he gets the first down and more across the 30-yard line. Patience by Raymond Maples, and it gets him the first down.
Boy, Raymond Maples just Z'd his way through there. I mean, about 2 jukes and some good interior running. You'll see it right here. Raymond Maples right here. Good block right there at the point of attack. Another good block right here. And then Maples able to slip through there to get the first down. A huge first down right now for the Birds, who have been quiet so far here in the third quarter.
There's your quarterback and free safety, Shane Wagner, shaking the pain a little bit out of that right hand, and that's the one that he throws with, quite obviously. So it's now 1st and 10 for West Catholic. At the 32-yard line. Drake this time going to roll out and keep it. To the 35, to the 37 before he's wrapped up and brought down. And doing a better job right now of holding on to the football. A problem early on for Curtis Drake. It's Palladino in on the tackle.
Victor McNair with a nice seal block on the outside that allowed Drake to cut it back up inside.
Paul Murtaugh, the pulling guard at number 54 as well, leading the troops. As you're going to see them leading out right here. And here's where McNair's coming across there with that block you were talking about. Now you see him pulling right here. And there, right there's number 54 we're talking about, putting a good block to try to get an extra 2 or 3 yards.
He gets 5, does Curtis Drake, 2nd down and 5 for the Birds. And they'll go back to Maples. Maples following his fullback Rozier, gets to the 40, maybe to the 41. Will bring up 3rd down and about 2.
So turning into a team right now, it's used to going for touchdowns and lots of big yardage. They're now taking on kind of the persona of Wilmington here, getting 2 or 3 at a clip.
1:45 and counting now remaining in the third quarter. Wilmington 14, West Catholic 14. The Birds up 14-0 at halftime. The third quarter has belonged to the Greyhounds. Another 3rd down and 2 coming up for West Catholic. And it's Drake who's going to call his own number. Look at the hole he ends up finding his way through to the midfield stripe and beyond to the 49 of Wilmington.
You're going to have to give credit over there on that left side, number 64, Austin Peters, the left tackle, as all Drake did was to step back. You just see him step back here for a moment, and then coming right there is where the block is actually. You're going to get number 60 there, Kavisia Wilson again, who's been doing a great job of it all day, just sealing in the inside, giving that block, and then you get on through.
You don't often get a quarterback keeper up the middle with a hole that big, and he gets 10 yards out of it, 1st and 10. Second first down in this drive for West Catholic. In Wilmington territory, and Drake's going to keep it again. A lot of daylight outside to the 45-40. Another first down to the 35-yard line of Wilmington.
And everybody bought the fake on that.
14 more yards for Curtis Drake as he's right around the 100-yard mark now on the day.
Now he's starting to get to the outside. Remember we said to try to get the inside and then the outside? You're going to see Kavisia Wilson again leading out here. And then Drake finally gets down there himself. Drake with a big first down, and on the move again here are the Birds.
Again, Curtis Drake has given a verbal commitment to play at Penn State. And he is expected to move to the wide receiver spot when he gets there. And he will go back up the middle to Maples. Maples again with a hole. 25-20, 15-10, fights his way down to the 5-yard line. Shane Wagner with a touchdown-saving tackle at the 6.
Who lit the fuse? All of a sudden, you get Drake with a big run. Now you get Maples for 29 yards, and on the move, the Birds coming right back, showing that explosiveness.
I think it's Drake who lit the fuse with some great running, and here it's just they get back to what they do, running out of the I formation, a good block up front by Rozier. Maple slips through and then turns on the Jets.
And I think how prophetic is it for Brian Fluck, again, before the game, saying that Maples is better when teams are more susceptible up north-south, Holloman more susceptible to teams east-west, and it's been Maples who's had the bigger day today, but it's Holloman in there right now on 1st and goal from the 6. And here is Holloman trying to go up the middle, and he gets maybe a yard or two. Again, Maples has found a lot more success going right up the middle on those north-south dives.
Drake has really picked this team up here on this drive. He's rushed 10 times for 109 yards in the game and a touchdown so far. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter.
At the end of 3 quarters, Wilmington right back in it with 2 scores, 14-14, 12 minutes to play in the AA championship when we return.
This piaa football championship on PCN is underwritten by the Association of Pennsylvania State College and University Faculties. Everyday ABSCUF faculty and coaches of the 14 state system universities are making the difference in the lives of students. Committed, dedicated, that's ABSCUF, Pennsylvania's own state system faculty. And by the Pennsylvania Department of Health. For help quitting smoking, call the Pennsylvania Free Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW or visit determinedtoquit.com. The Pennsylvania State Corrections Officers Association is proud to be a sponsor of the 2008 piaa Football Championships on PCN. We patrol the toughest blocks in the state. The Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency is a strong supporter of the 2008 Football Championships on PCN. PHFA helps make the Commonwealth a great place to call home. The Hilton Garden Inn Hershey is the official hotel of PCN's championship coverage. When tomorrow is the big day, Hilton Garden Inn Hershey offers amenities and services so guests can sleep deep, eat well, treat themselves, stay fit, and work smart. PCN would like to thank Jeff and Jan Weinmiller for their generous gift that helps make this production possible.
We start the 3rd quarter of play. It was West Catholic through the first 2 quarters. It was Wilmington's quarter in number 3. But West Catholic trying to change it. 14-14 is our score. The Birds have it 2nd and goal to go from the 5-yard line. A drive that started on its own 18-yard line. In the booth with me alongside Steve Bowen and Gary Sutton. My name is Bob McCool. Steve Degler working hard on the sidelines for us today as they go to Holloman. Holloman finds daylight and finds the end zone. Rob Holloman barrels into the end zone for his 36th touchdown of the year.
And I'll tell you what, you look up front there at some of the blocking. Paul Murtaugh, 54, doing a great job up there. And also number 82, Halen Hayward, the tight end out there, doing a great job as well. That's actually wide receiver doing a great job, looking like a tight end.
The first play of the 4th quarter, and Rob Holloman goes in for his 36th rushing touchdown of the season. He has also caught 2 touchdown passes and scored 4 touchdowns on special teams as well. The extra point is up, and it's good. 11:55 remaining in the football game. West Catholic back on top, 21-14. We'll go down to the sidelines. We've been talking about the numbers for West Catholic. Steve Degler will give you some details.
Well, first, Bill Tobin, long snapper, left this game early on. He's the starting middle linebacker as well. Left ankle injury. He can barely walk, but he's such a vital part of special teams as the long snapper. He's been out there on conversion attempts. He's just snapping the ball, not even trying to block anybody, just trying to get the ball to the holder. You think he wants to win a gold medal here this afternoon?
This West Catholic team has talked openly about it. We talked about this earlier, guys. I talked with Brian Fluck, asked him if he watched any of the championship games last year. He said, we watched every one of them. I said, would you have liked to play Jeanette? He said, boy, it was killing us. We would have loved to play it.
In fact, they were here last night rooting for their counterpart from District 12. They were up in the stands, and they said they got back, and one of their guys was actually crying. He said, I can't believe it's all over. Juan Rozier was actually crying and saying, Coach, I can't believe we're at that point. Take a look here, 10 plays, 82 yards. 4 minutes and 32 seconds, looking very Wilmington-like in that drive was West Catholic.
But what looks a little dicey is the left ankle of Holloman. It's being looked at. He came out after scoring that touchdown, a little worse for wear, went over to the bench and he hobbled over to one of the trainers.
Yeah, he's on the sidelines limping still. And a limping Rob Holloman is not a good sign. There you see number 22, the outstanding back. 1,800 plus yards on the season, sets a new record in Philadelphia Catholic League in the city of Philadelphia, period, for the number of touchdowns he scored in this season. Here comes the low line drive kickoff, and is loose on the field. Burns finally gets back and picks it up at the 15-yard line, and will get wrapped up at the 18-yard line. Great job on special teams by West Catholic.
Done a wonderful job today with their kicking game of not allowing great starting position here for, in this particular case, it was for Wilmington. Wilmington actually had pretty good starting position the second half of that 43-yard line. This time, West Catholic kind of turning about on Wilmington and making sure that they pin them back there at the 18-yard line to start.
So now it's the Greyhounds' turn to see if they can go with the counter punch after West Catholic goes back on top by a score. Hartman will shift sides, tight end right to tight end left. And now DeMetto will join him as they all go to the left side, and that's the direction that Derek Burns wants to run to. And suddenly the momentum has shifted as West Catholic's defense is there to wrap him up at the 19-yard line.
Well, they had an off-balance line that time. They put it strong side left, and everything was supposed to flow that way. We got a man down on the field.
And that is Jake Zuzek, their outstanding two-way lineman for West Catholic. They're starting center, and they're one of their three defensive tackles who rotates in and out, and he is shaken up on the field right now.
And again, another big component to this team. He is the center. He is the guy that transfers the ball to start their offense.
So now with 11:34 remaining in the football game. Again, injury's been a problem today for West Catholic. We talked about Tobin shaken up with the ankle injury, the middle linebacker. Talked about Holloman being shaken up with the ankle problem. And now Jake Zuzek on the field right now for the Birds.
Trying to get up and just not able to at this moment. Let's see again.
Right now not able to put any pressure on that left leg. It looks like another ankle injury.
And not to cast any aspersions on that trainer, but she needed some help.
Paul Murtaugh, their right guard, over there now, working on his snaps with the quarterback Curtis Drake. So he's going to move to center, and we'll see who eventually takes the place of Murtaugh at the guard spot. As Zuzek helped to the sidelines. That could be crucial for West Catholic. 2nd down and 9 after the Burns run. Now they find Sharbaugh. Wagner's pass on the money that time as Sharbaugh makes the catch across the 25-yard line.
I love those kind of passes right there because they're within the character of the Wilmington offense. Little 7, 8-yard pitches. Take a look at this. Very safe pass. Probably not going to ever be intercepted. You're in front of the defender every time. It's a good way of picking up quick 8. Now you're down to a good manageable 3rd and 2. There you see Shane Wagner, 4 out of 12 so far today, 45 yards. Those passes so far, by the way, have all been short passes, the 4 that have been completed.
3rd down and 2 now as they'll toss it to DeMetto again with that little inside toss, and he'll get the 1st down to the 30-yard line.
And that is, we've talked about it before, a little bit of a uniqueness to the way they run the wing T, in that normally you just have some handoffs. They pitch it.
Right.
Yeah, here it is, right to pitch back, and then you've got to get good blocking up there, and you saw it again out in front. The good blocking is really the key to that as well.
It also could be very dangerous because you're obviously a fumble at that spot on the field. You got a lot of bodies in the middle of that, but they've been pretty efficient with that inside little toss, and they picked up yet another 1st down. They're 5th in this 2nd half, and this time they'll go outside on the handoff to DeMetto. Following his blockers, he gets to the 35 and gets another 1st down for the Greyhounds to the 40-yard line.
Well, you're going to get a great block out there by Matt Wagner, the receiver, who this time not worried about catching the ball, worried about blocking. Number 86 out on the outside. Let's take a look at it. Here he comes. You got the handoff. Now you're coming. You got a block coming up right here. But here's the big one. Right out here. Boom. You got a nice block there by Wagner that opens him up for a couple extra yards.
DeRosa as well, number 50 out there.
11 yards on the pickup for Jake DeMetto to the 41-yard line. Now working our way down to the 10-minute mark of this 4th quarter. This game clearly going to the end as you see Zuzek getting that ankle treated on the sideline. 1st and 10 for Wilmington at the 41-yard line. Trailing by a score. Here comes the handoff to Burns, the fullback fighting his way close to another 1st down as he stopped just shy of midfield. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1.
We talk about perception versus reality. the way that third quarter went, you would have thought that Wilmington would have had a large disparity in time of possession. It was only 1 minute. It was 6.5 to 5.5, but it's the difference between the inside handoff and the zip, zam, zowie, and swoosh.
Well, the nice part about that play is that's the keep you honest kind of play. Right up the middle every now and then, the little dive, and that's what you want.
2nd down and 1 from midfield for the Wilmington Greyhounds as they go back to Burns, and Burns will push his way forward into West Catholic territory and pick up another 1st down. 3rd 1st down on this drive for the Greyhounds. As they started from their own 18-yard line, they're now at the West Catholic 48-yard line.
Ball control, and a little more ball control. That's what this team is absolutely known for, and they are right in their persona right now.
At the 48-yard line of West Catholic, the clock now turns inside of 9 minutes. There's Terry Varelli again. 30 years he's been a head coach. Back in the state championships for the 2nd time. The first time, the first 7 championships in 1988. There's a penalty flag before the snap. I think West Catholic may have jumped.
Yep.
That'll make the life a little bit easier for the Greyhounds, who have committed just 1 penalty in this football game.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
5th penalty against West Catholic. So it's now 1st down and 5 for the Greyhounds at the West Catholic 43-yard line. Charbaugh in there as the split end to the left side. The Metals halfback right goes in motion, but it's Burns who gets the call, and he won't get much. First guy there to grab a hold of him and wrap him up and not letting him get away was DeVere Moody.
DeVere Moody, number 11, coming up hard that time.
Burns wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Will make it 2nd down and 5. Burns had just 3 carries in the first half. He's had 10 here in the 2nd half, helping Wilmington get back in this football game.
Even with that, though, it's still always 2nd down, so you're picking up nice chunks of yardage on 1st down, getting 5 or 6 yards, and that's where you want to be.
Wagner back in there as a split end. Here comes DeMetal on the reverse, and he's got 1st down and more. 35-30, and finally run out of bounds at about the 26-yard line.
If there's such a thing as trickeration in this Delaware wing tee, we just saw it. Everybody literally was in motion.
18-yard pickup of the play. Now you see they've run this all down here. This time, watch here. They got Whiting freeze, and now you hand it off, and there goes DeMetals around the corner. Whiting had been getting it all day. This time, DeMetals gets it on the 2nd handoff coming around the other side. It was at the old Notre Dame crossbuck.
Knocked out of bounds at the West Catholic 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for Wilmington, inside of 8 minutes remaining. And flags as Wagner looked like he wanted to throw the football on that series, but a penalty flag will stop the play.
Been impressed with the deep coverage by West Catholic. There really hasn't been anything open outside of, past about 10, 12 yards.
Yeah, the little out patterns have been open, but in the
Prior
middle,
to snap,
nothing.
false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
I was talking to Albie Crosby before the game. I said I was watching a lot of film on you. It looks like you're a little susceptible to the pass. He said we are, but only the short one. We do tackle. You take a look at the total offense in the game so far. Look at this. West Catholic 341 on the rush, 166 for Wilmington area on the rush, 46-21 Wilmington leading in the passing category. You look at those numbers and say, my goodness, the score's got to be a lot worse than that. Hey, guess what? 21-14 right now, and Wilmington's marching, looking for the tie score.
They go backwards 5, however, on that play to make them put them in a 1st and 15 now, back at the 30. Here comes the inside handoff to DeMetal, but this time the Burrs are waiting for it, and Jake DeMetal will get nowhere.
Once again, it's number 11 coming up there and be a big part of the play, DeVere Moody.
And again, Moody is in there because of the injury to Tobin to some degree.
Also 77, Dwayne Shaw really blew up any of the cross scissors blocks here. See Shaw taking it on there, and that allowed Moody to make the tackle.
So it's now 2nd down and 15 after the no gain on the play, maybe even a loss on the play for DeMetal that time. DeMetal now will come out slot right, Wagner split right. And now Whiting will go in motion left to right. And that's the direction that Shane Wagner wants to throw the football, looking for cousin Matt at the 5 to the goal line, and that's where they'll stop him at the 1-inch line.
Wow.
1st and goal to go.
They crossed Jake DeMetal and Matt Wagner down there, and Wagner broke open, finally got inside. Watch this right here, stop. You're going to see the cross and then the break open, and there he is. Finally has the inside position and delivered it right on the money. Is Mr. Wagner.
Yeah,
Shane Wagner.
Great throw by Shane Wagner.
And so finally Matt Wagner gets that catch on offense that has been eluding him all day long. And now inside of 7 minutes to go, first and goal to go from the 1. And that quickly, Wilmington will go in the end zone, or will they? Penalty flag thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like the back behind Wagner started a little bit quick.
And so they will probably
illegal shift
back up 5 yards and make it first and goal from the 5.
So important right now to contain your emotions as we're marching down the stretch here. 6:46 to go in this game, and you're a couple feet away from knocking on the door and tying this up.
Illegal shift on the offense. The offense was not set for a full second. Repeat the down. First down.
They try to get a quick hitter into the end zone, and as a result of that, they were a little bit too quick on the trigger. So they will back them up to the 5.5 yard line. And I mean, again, that football was literally inches from being in the end zone. And so now they're 5 yards further back. Here comes Whiting on that inside toss to the 3, to the 2, and maybe to the 1. Sutton Whiting will get them right back to where they were or close to it.
Yeah, about the 1.5.
So it'll be second down and goal to go now for the Greyhounds. Clock will continue to run inside of 6:30 now remaining in this football game.
This is the 12th play of the drive now, coming up 80 yards over 5 minutes and 20 seconds thus far.
But both teams have had long drives in this second half. And it's now second down and goal to go from the 2 after the 4-yard pickup for Sutton Whiting. I think this might be Derek Burns' country on this play, but it's not, it's DeMetal. And I don't know that he got it. Yes, he did. Jake DeMetal fights off the tackle at the 1 and gets in for the touchdown. 7th touchdown of the season for Jake DeMetal.
Slow to get up, Shane Wagner after that play.
Again, he was shaken up earlier with a hand problem, but we'll see what the cause is for Shane Wagner as they are now trailing by 1. And are they going for 2? No. Okay, no. They got the kicker in. Bryce Wilson, again, is 72 for 79 on extra point attempts. I wouldn't have thought that it was a spot to gamble for 2 and the lead. They're going to kick the extra point. Wagner is the holder with the injury he shakes off. Kick is up and splits the uprights. 6 minutes, 3 seconds remaining. We're tied, 21-21. Why would anybody go anywhere? Watch this game.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
When smoking has taken, but what would your family do?
Judges, Randall passes. We have had a game full of highlights with 6:03 remaining. We are tied 21. After Wilmington responds, after West Catholic responded to Wilmington's comeback. Again, West Catholic led at 14 at the end of the first. tied to go back on top at Wilmington now with the 12-play drive, 80 and the score not a tie. Back to Holloman from his own 7. 15-20 yard line. Palladino there to eventually roll them out of bounds. Sidelines just.
Bob, we've talked all afternoon that has just run through the opposition all season long. They have set so many Philadelphia. Carroll has shattered the extra point mark. He has 3 more today. That gives him 88. Holloman has all those touchdowns, including Drake as the first Philly high school throw in the same season. It's time now for this offense in a tight game, something they're not used to get something going here and try and put the winning drive together. With all that said, you have to give the Wilmington defense a lot.
It starts from the yard cap. A lot of got 88 extra points on the year. The call. That's Maples, excuse me, Maples. Maples takes it out across the 30, close to another West Catholic first down.
Up there, right guard. Number 4, Juan Rozier, the fullback, leading a good block as well. Here, I see Rozier fighting off right there, and a good opening for Maples to get through.
156 yards now on 14 carries for Raymond Maples to the 32-yard line. Another first down for West Catholic, their 5th of this second half. And they'll go back to Maples. This time, Wilmington does a much better job of shutting it down. Palladino, the guy that clogs the gap, and then Matt Wagner grabs a hold of him from behind, helps throw him backwards.
Wonder right now if you're standing there and you're Coach Brian Fluck, if somewhere in the back of your mind that end of that first half still looming so huge now in this game. As again, you'll see good job of stuffing the line there by Wilmington.
Again, the first half ended with West Catholic at the 2-yard line. They didn't get in and they ran out of time. Second down and 9 at the 33-yard line. Again, it's the eye behind Drake. Drake this time is going to keep it. Going to roll out, looking to turn the corner. Palladino and Charball chase him out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
Much better job of containing the angle, or containing the end that time by Wilmington, because Drake hurt them on that last touchdown drive. But here they do a nice job.
Well, watch Sutton waiting at the end, too, coming up here to cut it off. You can see him coming right in here, and he keeps him from ever turning the corner. And they've done a great job today, has Wilmington, of keeping them contained at least and not getting those outside sweeps that they've been known for, too.
3-yard pickup for Curtis Drake. Makes it a 3rd down, and we'll call it 6, maybe 7, to pick up a huge first down.
Since Wagner's interception, every play West Catholic has run has been on the ground.
What it's worth, West Catholic's punted 12 times this year. So they are in a situation here, if they don't pick up the first down, they're going to have to punt for the 13th time. But we've got a penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, and who does this go on?
I think you're going to see encroachment.
If that's the case, that makes life a little bit easier. West Catholic responding as if it's encroachment. We'll get the call from Anthony Capone.
Oh, a timeout called by West Catholic beforehand.
Oh.
Wow.
There were penalty flags thrown, but apparently the flags will be waived.
Timeout. West Catholic. That's their first charge timeout.
Curtis Drake stepped back and was pointing at the secondary of Wilmington, and it looked like just for a moment there was something, very wrong, looked like encroachment or something like that, but instead, timeout called over here by Brian Fluck.
Well, we should explain, one of the big conversations, not only with West Catholic and the way they play the game of football, is what exactly is their nickname of the Birds. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's about 25 degrees out right now.
Aaron Burr didn't live anywhere near there.
Nothing to do with it.
Like
what
that.
it has to do with was the legend in Philadelphia is that West Catholic, then the West Catholic High School for boys, of course, in the parochial school system, everybody pretty much dressed alike, but there are a lot of burr trees along the street where West Catholic resides, and those burrs would stick to the kids' school uniforms, and everybody in Philadelphia would know that that's how it's West Catholic kid, because they had burrs stuck to their clothes. Let's check in now with an injury update with Steve Dagler.
Bob, Jake Zuzek, the center, number 50 for West Catholic, has returned. He's not moving very well. I mean, it's a heavy-duty tape job, a budget buster on that left ankle. He's got more layers on than I do this afternoon.
3rd down and 6 coming up. Hayward goes in motion. Another long snap count. Drake this time is going to roll out to the near side. Finds daylight, going to pick up the first down, or is he? Awfully close to the first down. This is going to be a huge spot.
Boy, was Drake under a head of steam, and the blitz was coming that time from Wilmington. But Drake just took it. It was a planned play right from the beginning. Came sprinting around the left side. Look at this. Here comes the blitz. And Drake just takes off, and a good job of holding just long enough to get him around that corner on the block. And it's so close to a first down.
DeMetto with the tackle, and it is enough to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 at the West Catholic 43-yard line.
Boy, could you see determination in that run? I mean, that was, no one else is going to be taking this but me. Thank you very much.
Not to mention some afterburners as well. Whew. He can turn the corner. There's another penalty flag before the snap.
Looks like it's going to be against West Catholic.
Ryan Fluck looking for an explanation on his side, and you could tell by the expression where the
Prior to the
flag's
snap,
going.
encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
They moved it back the other way. If it's encroachment, they went the wrong direction.
Not encroachment.
That would be offsides.
And some big news, Holloman comes back in, and we saw him standing next to the offensive backfield coach for about the last 8 minutes. And
we did run the kickoff back.
Yeah, and it's
a few moments ago.
And it's also the last game of the season.
Maples had been in there at tailback, but now it is Holloman on 1st and 15. And it's Drake, and confusion in the backfield as Drake and Holloman run into one another, and there comes Matt Wagner to drop him in the backfield. Back at the 29-yard line.
Kind of like Holland said, I don't want it. Yeah, Drake was going back there. It looked like it was a play for Holloman, or maybe a delayed draw of some kind. Take a look at this. Here's Holloman. He goes back and says, how about you? How about you? No? How about me? And then here you see Wagner making the play, as we said. There's that momentary, just, we're not quite sure what's going on, and Wagner smelled it out the whole way and never left young Curtis Drake.
2nd sack of the game for the Wilmington defense, and it's a huge one, all the way back to the 29-yard line. 3:20 now remaining, 2nd and 24 coming up for Wilmington, and again, a flag before the snap.
Timeout called by West Catholic.
Second charge, timeout.
So the Birds will use their 2nd of 3 timeouts. So right now, things not going the direction that West Catholic would like.
You know, we watch Zurich, Jake Zurich. We've got some.
Take a look at some highlights now coming up for the second half. And again, Wilmington worked their way back into this game in the 3rd quarter. Shane Wagner with the touchdown, and then Matt Wagner with the interception that set up yet another touchdown for the Greyhounds to tie the score at 14. And then West Catholic responded with a Maples run that ultimately set them up for their score that put them back on top 21-14. Holloman going in for that score. And then the Greyhounds came right back with a DeMetto touchdown, and that's where we stand, 21-21. With now West Catholic facing a 2nd and 24 from their own, or 2nd and 25 from the 29. Drake wants to throw, all kinds of time to throw. Looking downfield, he's got an open receiver. Eric Young makes the catch at the 30-yard line. First down, West Catholic.
Man, oh day, they had Young down there isolated on number 11, Shane Wagner, and Young just had inside position. And you talk, look at this. His teammates are helping him down the field here. We're talking about number 50, Zuzak. Zuzak has stayed in the game, was on one leg, and his teammates are carrying him down the field. Take a look right here. Quarterback stepping back is Drake. He gets hit. Again, Drake had already gotten rid of it. He doesn't care if he got hit or not. He says, where did I get it? Did I complete it? That's all that matters.
He did for a 41-yard pickup to the Wilmington. We'll call it the 30-yard line.
Steve said a moment ago, I'm telling you what, Zuzak just got carried down the field to make this play, to hike the ball.
High formation, Holloman is back in there again at the tailback spot with Rozier at fullback. It's Holloman who gets the call. Following the blocking of Rozier to the 25-20. Cuts it outside, 15-10, out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. 1st and goal to go.
Now watch this. Take a look at Zuzak, number 50, walking down to his next position right now. He can barely walk. Number 60, Cavicio Wilson again with the key block here. He's going to come off this side. You're going to see Wilson coming up right here, pushing out, and then boom, right through the hole again.
Right now, Jake Zuzak is taking on the Willis Reed role.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, he's literally being helped down the field so he can snap the football.
Well, before the last play, he didn't even go into the huddle, and someone had to come up. He went right to the ball, and someone had to come up and whisper in his ear what the snap count was. Normally, you'd hope that the center knows that.
24-yard pickup to Holloman, and now Holloman, Drake, and Maples all over the 100-yard mark. And again, a flag comes down at the line of scrimmage.
It must be offensive encroachment or this time defensive encroachment, I believe.
Somebody clearly lining up off sides, and that's why those flags keep coming in.
Yep, it's against Wilmington.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, half the distance to the goal.
So it'll be first and goal from about the 3.5.
If you're wondering, Wilmington has all 3 timeouts remaining here in the second half.
So if you're West Catholic, do you try to slow down your process of getting into the end zone right now?
I don't think slow down is anything in West Catholic's vocabulary.
Maples back in there at tailback. Rozier, of course, stays in at the fullback. Drake, hesitation coming out of there, and he just tried to dive over the top of the pile. That was a bad-looking play from the start.
Yeah, that play didn't have a whole lot going anywhere.
Drake's got great athletic ability, but I don't think even he can leap in from about the 3.5-yard line.
And remember, you're in a position here, though, too. You got a pretty good guy kicking the ball, so if you need to, 3 points still puts you ahead with not a whole lot of time left on the clock.
Second down and goal to go now for West Catholic.
You also kept the clock running there. If you were Drake, that's the one good thing about it, as it ticks down now to 2:05.
Like I said, if you can take a little bit more time you take off to get in the end zone, if in fact you do, the less time Wilmington has with the football. Second and goal from the 3. Drake, this time to Rozier, the fullback, and he has stood up immediately.
Oh man, Derek Burns just absolutely came up and whacked him out of the inside linebacker spot. What a big time play by Burns.
Third and goal.
Look at this, watch Burns just coming right up here, boom, right there.
That's what an inside linebacker sounds like when he hits a fullback.
And that's their first charge timeout.
Greyhounds will now call a timeout as Terry Varelli, thinking along the lines of what we're thinking, that the clock is running away from him and he needs some time if he's going to get the offense back on the field.
If you're Curtis Drake right now, and actually if you're Brian Fluck over there, I think this is Curtis Drake time. I think what you do is you fake the dive and Curtis Drake takes a swing out around the outside. They seem to like to go to that play a lot when they're in trouble, and he has put them on his shoulders here throughout the afternoon a lot of the time. I think Curtis Drake this time on a quarterback sweep.
Third down and goal to go from the 4-yard line.
That means it'll probably be some other play other than that, but it just, you know, within the character of this team, Curtis Drake is a guy who seems to kind of grab the bull by the horns when it needs to be done.
And he's the West Catholic mascot on the sidelines, and there is Zuzek limping his way to the line of scrimmage.
Unbelievable.
As Brian Fluck comes to the sideline after talking to his offense. Third down, goal to go. Maples is in there at the tailback spot, and it's Maples who will get the call. And Maples dives to about the 1. Fourth and goal to go.
And the clock's still running now, ticks down under a minute and a half now. Do you take the 3, which is essentially an extra point kick?
Timeout. Wilmington.
And Wilmington will burn its second timeout. So both teams have 1 timeout remaining. Fourth and goal to go from the inside the 1-yard line for the West Catholic Birds.
What do you do here, Steve?
I go for it. I honestly go for it because I've got 3 guys that have rushed for over 1,000 yards this season, and granted my center isn't doing so well right now, although what a great effort by Zuzek the last 6 minutes of this game. But I just think that I like your call from before, Gary, the Drake on the outside, because honestly, he seems to be the guy that has the most zip right now.
I'll tell you what, I'd take the 3 right here.
Well, the field goal kicker, Tim Carroll, is on the sideline, so the decision has been rendered. It's now just a matter of what that decision ultimately is going to be in terms of play call. I guess the other side of the equation is if you don't get it, Wilmington has to go 99 yards to get a touchdown.
That's it.
So the play is in. The team's to the line of scrimmage on 4th and goal to go. Drake is the call. Drake dives. Did he get the end zone?
I think so.
Wilmington says no. There has not been a signal yet from the officials.
Nope.
The officials did not signify touchdown.
Wow.
They're going to put him down at the half-yard line.
Wow. The ball is the nose. You can see how close it is to the goal line right here. Look at that. I mean, that's how close it is. I still can't believe they didn't go over the 3. Take a look. It looks like he's in for a moment, but then the ball gets caught back here. And a great tackle right back in here to keep him away from the goal line.
Yeah, and he never gets there.
And there's Wagner again pouncing and hanging on the backside. Who was that?
Whiting, Burns, and Wagner, Matt Wagner, all in on that tackle to deny Curtis Drake the touchdown. 1st and 10 for Wilmington, 1:19 remaining. They got 1 timeout and 99.5 yards to go. And Shane Wagner, the quarterback keeper, just trying to get a little bit of real estate as we go down to the field to Steve Degler.
Hey, Bob, how reminiscent is that of last week for this Wilmington team in overtime, stopping Aliquippa on a 2-point conversion to win it at the 1-inch line. 2nd straight week, the defense comes up huge for the Greyhounds to save the game.
And last week it was Sharbaugh who had the tackle to deny that 2-point conversion for Aliquippa to win the game, to get Wilmington here.
That's their third.
And now Wilmington's defense comes up with yet another goal line stand as West Catholic will burn its 3rd and final timeout.
And 3 yards today. If you're thinking about it right now, you're West Catholic. 3 yards in the first half, and here in this situation, they needed for 2 touchdowns, and they were denied both times by Wilmington.
Here comes that attempt again, and it was Burns that made the first hit. 27, Derek Burns from his inside linebacker spot. Let's see. There you go. Zoom in on it, and he is down, and the football is not in. Great call by the officials.
2 of the 4 plays, Derek Burns was absolutely huge. Derek Burns, the linebacker.
1 minute, 4 seconds now left in this AA championship game. Wilmington has the football, 2nd down and 10 from its own 1-yard line. Is Terry Varelli thinking, let's just get out of here and get into overtime? He certainly is playing like he is.
You're absolutely thinking that, because you know that there's only 1 timeout left over here and 1 on his side.
The last overtime game in PIAA championship football, 2003, Manheim Central, Pine Richland.
Greatest game ever played.
Okay, now he can run 1 more play and let the clock run out, because the play clock hasn't started and it's at 40 seconds.
So the Wilmington Greyhounds will let the clock run down. They'll have to take 1 more snap. And we will go to overtime in the 2A championship game, barring a unforeseen mistake by the Wilmington Greyhounds. They were not going to make that mistake, as Shane Wagner again will just basically fall down on the play. And we are going to go to overtime. AA championship game, West Catholic 21, Wilmington 21. It's overtime in Hershey.
I talked earlier that there were some folks who, given the numbers and given what they'd seen from West Catholic, thought this was going to be a blowout. And actually, you know, I heard some people predicting in the 60s. I think we've seen 2 things here. One, that Wilmington plays pretty tough defense and is well coached. I also think there wasn't much toughness thought about West Catholic, that they were all slash and dash, and they've really shown a lot of mettle as well.
And I think number 3, you're talking to the wrong people.
We see that goal line stand again between the West Catholic Birds trying to get in on 4th and goal, and they just couldn't get in ultimately, and being denied once again by that Wilmington defense.
Derek Burns, huge. There he is again. 2 huge plays by Derek Burns, and that whole Wilmington defense. You talk about character and playing tough in big close games. Here they are again.
And again, they started with a 1st and goal at the 3. So it wasn't just the last play. It was really 4 plays by the Wilmington defense. Your overtime games in PIAA championships, this will be the 5th. We mentioned the 2003 AAA game with Manheim Central and Pine Richland. 2000, the Quad A game between Cathedral Prep and Central Bucks West, won by Cathedral Prep. In 1994, Mount Carmel in the AA game over Forest Hills, 20-14. And in 1990, in the AA game, Hanover over Kneven Catholic, 20-19. So this will be the 5th overtime game in PIAA championship history.
Saw Brian Fluxface a moment ago just standing there thinking what should have been in his mind, what might have been. And there you see Steve Varelli. He's been going through these week in and week out on these unbelievable nail biters at the end.
3 out of 4 games in overtime. Do you think Terry Varelli knows the overtime rules in high school football inside and out?
Yeah, I think he's also got a lot of teeth marks on his lower lip, too.
The overtime rules, in case you don't know them in high school football, as you see the offensive numbers these two teams have put up, they will start from the 10-yard line. They will go to center field. They will have a coin toss. The winner coin toss will have a decision, and it's always a crucial decision. Do you go on offense first or defense first? They will start from the 10-yard line. First downs are out of the equation. You either score by touchdown or
have
field goal.
An overtime period. You're going to call it. The winner gets the choice of whether they want to go on offense or defense or which end of the field they want to defend. The other team then has the option of what is left. Each team gets 1 timeout. Ball will start on the 10-yard line. Defense gets possession of the ball. You cannot score. The play is over. After the first team has had its series, second team will get its series. Everybody with me?
I guess we kind of got all of them.
Now we'll get the all-important coin toss and decide we'll go on offense first or defense first.
And this time there's a tail. So you want to go on defense in which end of the
We got a mulligan on the coin toss.
Looks like it's Wilmington.
West Catholic will get the call. We'll look to the coaching staff whether you go on offense first or defense first. It's kind of a mental thing, so to speak, as to whether or not you want to know what you have to do on offense.
Wilmington won the toss. They elected to go on defense.
So West Catholic only decision was what side of the field they wanted to go attack. So they will attack to our left towards the stage here at Hershey Park Stadium. So West Catholic will go on offense. Wilmington will put its defense on the field. And then we'll find out from there what Wilmington will get on their offensive side, what they will have to do.
Gary, your thoughts on what you choose. Granted, your defense has just put up a really good stand, a great stand, outstanding stand. At the same time, I'm thinking if I'm Wilmington, I want the ball on offense because I know that I can stop them defensively. If I do score, then I put more pressure on them.
No, I think you're in a situation right now. I take the defense too, and the reason I take the defense is I want the final play.
Oh,
I want to know, and I want to know what I've got to do.
Yeah.
If I stop them defensively, now I got a shot at the field goal if I need it.
Yeah.
So I think you put your defense out there, and I think it also can help to build momentum for you at this particular point. I think it's 50-50. I think a lot of people take it different ways, but I'm like coach here. I take it on defense.
Speaking of 50.
Yeah. How
Jake Zuzak is just, I mean, to say he's limping on his way onto the field is an understatement. There you see, he can barely put pressure on his ankle. And again, he is their starting center. 6'2", 290-pound junior. He was shaken up early on in this fourth quarter, and he has been helped to the line of scrimmage by his teammates time and time again. And the line of scrimmage now will be the 10. First down for West Catholic. Again, there's no such thing as first down pickups in overtime. You start from the 10. The chain gang has the rest of the afternoon off. You score a touchdown or you go for a field goal, and then Wilmington gets their shot. And 4 downs to do it for West Catholic. Holloman back in at the tailback spot. Play action, and Drake wants to run for it. Turns the corner to the 5. Second and goal from the 5 after the 5-yard pickup for Curtis Drake.
A good stick there at the 5-yard line.
It was Shane Wagner with it, and he comes up a little gimpy.
Play action fake. You're going to see Shane Wagner coming up and just drill him right at the knees.
Shane Wagner has been coming away from a couple of tackles. He has been shaking pain off of his body all throughout this game, but he has not come out. He's the free safety on defense, the quarterback obviously on offense. Second and goal from the 5. It's Holloman who gets the call, and he won't get anywhere. Sharbaugh wrapped him up at the goal at the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Third and goal.
Carson Sharbaugh, number 6, right there at the bottom. You can see it here, hitting the line and nothing doing. And also number 60 down in there as well. That was Clint DeRosa, rather. Thought it was Sharbaugh, number 6. It was 60, Clint DeRosa.
That's correct. It was 60 DeRosa, not 6 Sharbaugh, who wrapped him up by the ankles. That's one way to slow down Rob Holloman, is tie his ankles together. That's exactly what DeRosa did on that tackle. So Maples now checks back in at tailback on third and goal. And it's Maples who gets the call, and Maples finds daylight and finds the end zone. Raymond Maples takes it in from 5 yards out. West Catholic scores first.
What a big, hard, strong run that was.
Boy, big Paul Murtaugh, number 54, and Kavicia Wilson on that side, along with Zuzek actually pushing forward as well. Take a look. Here it goes. There's Kavicia Wilson again, opening the hole. And there's Maples banging it into the end zone.
Second rushing touchdown of the day for Raymond Maples, and now the all-important extra point from Tim Carroll. Lamont Davis, sophomore, is the holder. Kick is up. The kick is just barely through. He almost pushed it right, but he got it through. And so it's 28-21. West Catholic scores. Now Wilmington gets their turn.
And I'm sorry, I got to do some second guessing here for a moment. The extra point there actually a little bit longer than what the field goal would have been earlier if they'd have tried that. But take a look here. You're going to see the pull. There's the block right there at the point of attack. Another block here, and then the rest of the way, Maples is in.
Raymond Maples with his 18th touchdown rushing of the season. Again, his second of the day. And so now it's Wilmington's turn on offense. They will again start from the 10. First and goal from the 10. They've got to score a touchdown and kick the extra point, and we'll try it again. If West Catholic stops them or comes up with a turnover, the game is over and the Burrs are state champions.
But Wilmington's been here before. Here we go again.
Wagner will come split to the left side. And it's Whiting who'll get the first down call. Trying to get outside, he won't get there. Coming up and making the play defensively was Ray Manuel.
Ray Manuel, number 9, coming up there to stuff it and push Whiting to the outside, so a loss on the play.
Back to the 14-yard line.
Here's Whiting. Whiting looking for some room, and you're going to see Manuel coming the whole way across here, number 9. All of a sudden, there he is at the edge, just submarining him, getting in underneath.
Second and goal now from back almost to the 15-yard line.
Here's where you look for the other Wagner, I think. Matt Wagner, maybe on some kind of pattern. He's out there on the right side all by himself. Use his size.
We go with the inside reverse to Whiting this time, and West Catholic's defense responds again. Did not jump the wrong way on that inside reverse. They held their ground, and Whiting found no daylight, and they actually lost yardage again back to the 16-yard line.
Now you have got to think about some kind of pass play, and again, Wagner is the guy they love to go to. Look at this. The inside handoff, everybody staying put. Forcing it inside there is number 42. That was Artis Carroll, who forced that whole play to the inside.
And then bear hugging him and dragging him to the ground was Dwayne Shaw, the defensive tackle. Third and goal now from the 16-yard line. They want to throw. Here comes the fade to Wagner in the corner of the end zone. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Fourth and goal coming up for Wilmington.
He had 3 players back there. Manuel was back there, along with number 11, Moody.
Hayward, the free safety, coming in to help finish it off.
Well, he made the catch, just was out of bounds.
Yep. Fourth and goal to go. Timeout called Wilmington.
Timeout. West Catholic.
Nope, West Catholic
That's
burned their only
timeout
timeout.
of the overtime.
Well, this for West Catholic right now, the call here is, do we zone, do we man? That's what it's going to be in the secondary here, because you know it's going to be a pass play of some kind, and everybody in the world is making sure they remember the number 86, but you also got to be aware that there's going to be some other people out there too, but 86 is where your primary focus is.
Well, they played zone. They played mainly zone this afternoon, and I would think that that's what they feel most comfortable in. So you would think zone, but then again, I've never coached in an overtime state championship game.
That's Dennis Fluck, the defensive coordinator and brother of head coach Brian Fluck, sending his troops out there, and you can see the passion on his face as he's telling his team what they have to do on a fourth and goal to go from the 16-yard line. And there's the offensive coordinator and head coach Brian Fluck.
Well, last week it all came down to one play at the end of the game with Aliquippa. Aliquippa unable to get in. Now it's down to one play, and this time on offense for Wilmington.
Looks like they're zoning too, Gary.
Back in the zone.
rolling out, trying to buy himself some time, hoping somebody gets open. Now he's going to run with it. Can he get into the end zone? He's going to cut it outside to the 5. Still on his feet. Wagner to the outside, going to take it for the touchdown.
Oh my goodness, what a play.
16-yard touchdown run for Shane Wagner, and a run that will live in infamy in Wilmington, Pennsylvania.
Live in infamy.
Or
It'll live in
fammy.
ecstasy.
It'll live in fammy.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
How many jutes did he throw? Watch this. Every time. Okay, right here. He's caught. Okay, I'm not sure. Should I throw it right here? All right, not there. I'm going to duck 2 guys here and come across. All right, now I got to duck another one. Now you got to block. Now I got to duck another one. Now you come up, one more guy to duck. Duck him to the outside, fight him off with a straight arm. What an amazing, amazing run by Shane Wagner.
That's 16 yards north to south, about 116 yards all total back and forth. The all-important extra point is up, and it's good. 28-28 overtime, number 2 coming your way.
Wow. That was about 55 yards of running to get, what, 15, 16 yards?
16 yards. Like I said, 16 north-south by the way the crow flies. But he was flying, but he wasn't no crow.
Well, West Catholic did zone him, and we said that's, they had to make a decision. They did a great job of shutting down the receivers. The problem was they didn't do a great job of shutting down Wagner.
And again, when you got to think, if you're Terry Varelli on the sideline, you got to be thinking, run, run. And he kept stopping and hesitating, but those hesitations, he had a purpose behind it.
Didn't pick up any great blocks, but picked up 2 good enough
Rush
blocks.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we'll see him here.
Look at it here. I mean, now he's coming. Now he looks. Okay, and he says, okay, I don't have a lot going on right here. Okay, now he ducks 3 guys, all right? I think scared. There's only 8 left. Now there's 2 more going.
Here's
5
the hesitation.
There's 6. There's hesitation. Steps by them.
Another one.
Now they fall over themselves. Okay, now that's number 9. Number 10 was still behind there, and number 11 never got in the play.
Look at that expression of drive. He was so close to winning this football game.
He's been there all afternoon.
Steve Degler with a great close-up look at this football game from down below.
Well, Bob, let me tell you, the atmosphere here is just absolutely incredible. And the sidelines, when Wagner made that run, it was just, everybody couldn't believe he was able to cross the field like that and get in. The Wilmington crowd has been sensational all afternoon. And the West Catholic crowd a little stunned right now. And just what a great run by Wagner to keep this game going. It's been great down here in the field.
So we go to overtime number 2, and now Wilmington will get the football first to start.
Something about the last play of the game that Wilmington really loves here. Al Quippa coming up short last week. This week, I got a hero on offense with Wagner dancing in there.
And how big has Wilmington been on 4th down conversions today?
We're not quite sure when the last play of this game is going to finally take place today.
And on a particular 4th down stop, too.
Right, absolutely. And so they go back on offense to Whiting. Whiting turns the corner 5 to about the 1-yard line. Sutton Whiting with a big hole to run through, run around perhaps more appropriately, outside to about the 1.
And he got whacked at the 1 by Maples, who saved the touchdown. You'll see it here, that little cross play. There's the double blocking out in front there. And you can see number 50, Folkman, and number 77 as well, leading the charge.
Hayward ultimately with the tackle for West Catholic at the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal to go. It's DeMetto, gets the toss inside. Does he have enough for the touchdown? No signal yet. And he is going to be short, it appears. 3rd and goal. As successful as they've been on 4th down, maybe they have Shane Wagner take a knee and then just go for it on 4th down.
I don't think in the 2nd overtime.
3rd and goal from inside the 1, and I mean inside the 1.
Look where that ball is. Your heels are on the goal line right now if you're the official, and you're standing there guarding the ball. I'm not so sure the quarterback just doesn't keep this one lean.
3rd and goal.
Look at that.
There you go. As close as you can see it, right into your living room as Burns goes over the top and in for the touchdown.
Crossed the threshold he needed to cross, so Burns is in, and now the big point comes up once again.
Derek Burns with a touchdown, his 21st rushing touchdown of the season that put the Greyhounds on top for officially the first time in this football game.
But great job there by DeRosa and Welch and Folkman. Bober's been there all afternoon as well. Christofferson. These guys all just leaning forward, just giving them enough daylight to leap over the top.
Second rushing touchdown of the day for Burns. That's actually his 22nd touchdown of the year. And again, I keep saying it, but they are all important extra points. Bryce Wilson's kick is up, and it's good.
Yep.
So now it's West Catholic's turn, and they now know what they have to do, and that's score another touchdown to match and send it to third overtime. If they do not score, Wilmington is your AA champion.
And you have to get the extra point, which they eschewed earlier, which could have won this game. And that extra point would have been shorter than the normal extra point you have to kick for the 3. That was like from the 1 yard line. It would have been about, what, the 10 yard line or so, 8 yard line.
So now Curtis Drake and company for West Catholic. The offense that scored so many points, more points in the history of Philadelphia high school football than any other team, has to score 7 more. And they'll go to Maples, right up the gut with a big hole, eventually drugged down by Sharbaugh at about the 2.
Well, you talk about a blast play. There it is. I mean, just a great trap in the middle of the field. And a wonderful job by Maples just bowling forward. Here you'll see it. Take a look. Right here, and right there.
8 more for Maples to the 2 yard line. Maples over 170 yards rushing now on the year. Drake comes to the sidelines. He knows the plays. He tells it to his teammates. Maples stays in there at tailback. Hayward in there as a wide receiver. He is slot left should they decide to throw the football, but why would they when you've got Raymond Maples who will take it in for the touchdown. Didn't take him very long, did it?
Nobody wants to go home from this one, and now Mr. Carroll becomes the guy who, or do you have another Aliquippa moment coming up here where you go for 2?
Snap, catch, hold. Snap, catch, hold. That's all you need.
I agree, but I'm telling you, they're over there trying to convince their coach.
Oh, and in fact, I think they are.
They are over there trying to convince their coach.
I think they have convinced
yes,
their coach.
Tim Carroll's on the sidelines. He's their kicker.
I told you.
Timeout.
Timeout. Wilmington.
That's their only timeout of the overtime.
So now, after the touchdown run by Ray Maples.
Let's put it right in the line here and take it home.
The West Catholic Burrs apparently at this point in time, they could still have time to change their mind before the line of scrimmage comes.
Well, he left Carroll out of the equation earlier where they could have won by 3. And it looks like they might keep Carroll out of the equation here again to go for the win. This is Aliquippa all over again from last week, isn't it, Steve? I mean,
it is.
Now, you don't know if the outcome's going to be the same, but...
Man. There are a lot of things I've had to do in life, and none of them would be scarier than this right here.
So everybody going to take a knee on this one and seek a higher power.
Yeah, scary in a good way, because you like to see coaches who are going to take a chance, who want to win the football game, who feel that this is our opportunity. But, oh boy.
What do you call here? I mean, Maples has been hot right now. I mean, he's running like with abandon, but still. That's the front line. Here we go.
Same basic formation that they just scored the touchdown on, with Maples at the tailback spot. Play action fake, and Drake's going to run for it. Drake dives. Did he get in? He did not.
No.
He did not get in. Wilmington Greyhounds are your AA state champions.
Oh my goodness.
That was Aliquippa all over again. 1 inch short of the line. Incredible.
The Wilmington Greyhounds in double overtime win the football game 35-34.
Tony Varelli cannot believe it. It's going to be Terry Varelli. Look at, oh my goodness.
A gutsy call by West Catholic. They wanted to end it there on the 2-point conversion run. You give it to your All-American player in Curtis Drake, your Division I caliber player. You roll him out on a bootleg. He dives for the 2-point conversion, and he comes oh so close.
Last week, 29-28, they won when the Aliquippa player couldn't get in by about the same distance. Take a look. Here it is. He's coming hard. And who is it again?
Wagner.
Number 11,
Yep,
Wagner.
down right there.
Yep.
He's down right there before
Wagner
the ball
again.
gets over.
Shane Wagner, the free safety, comes up and cuts his legs out from under.
Watch
And that's
the ball.
what stops it.
And the ball hits the ground short of the goal line. It never made it across. Absolutely correct call by the official. And Wagner, who's had so many big sticks here in the second half, along with number 27, Derek Burns. Here's Wagner. Look at this. Submarine right there. And the ball hits the ground just short of the goal line. There it is.
So last week it was Carson Sharbaugh with the
You see it right
tackle.
there. There's a great view of it.
Carson Sharbaugh with the tackle that prevented Aliquippa's two-point conversion run. And this time it's Shane Wagner with the tackle that prevents West Catholic's two-point conversion run. And the Greyhounds win it 35-34.
Boy, and a nice job by Brian Fluck, because there was a lot of disappointment and heartbreak and anger by his kids. He pulled them all together. He made sure that they went through this process, which has got to be gut-wrenching right now. But he made sure that they went through this process with class, and you like that.
Well, it was a heck of an overtime, heck of two overtimes, and let's take a look at it here coming up in a moment. There it is, overtime and state championship. There you see Maples getting in. And then this might be the greatest run. This will live in the lore of Wilmington forever. As you see Wagner finding a way on the last play. Fourth down it was. Wagner getting in the end zone. The extra point was good, tied up second overtime. And there comes Wilmington again scoring, and then this. Maples answers, and then do you go for one or two? How about two, and just that close to a state championship? And coming up that close, but that far away, was Curtis Drake, and Wilmington, your AA state champs.
We talk about that run by Wagner going down in the annals of Wilmington history. I think it goes down in the annals of PIAA championship history.
Absolutely.
Nothing more dramatic that I've ever seen.
Well, how about Wagner making that run, and then Wagner also making the final stop?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like you say, we're not going to lose. And this guy right here is going to have a whole lot of what might have beens in his mind tonight.
And Gary, just a thought from a coaching perspective. How about the perseverance of Shane Wagner, who had a very difficult first half of this football game and never really got on track throwing the football. Patience pays for a guy like Shane Wagner.
Well, I know we as coaches around the state of Pennsylvania, I don't care what you coach, you always have second thoughts, things you could have done better, things you might have done, and a lot of decisions in this game. Do you kick the extra point? Do you kick the field goal earlier before, at the end of regulation there, a minute and a half to go? End of the first half, the 2 yards there. Stopped instead of kicking the field goal down here with a minute and a half go. So, I mean, there's just a lot of things that go through your mind. But, hey, give credit to Wilmington here for fighting back in this game. And you talk about mettle. Man, this town's got mettle all over the place with these young men. They'd be very, very proud, as will the kids at West Catholic. I mean, they played themselves a whale of a game, too.
And that's exactly what they will get. They will both get their medals. West Catholic will get the silver, and Wilmington will get the gold medal. And again, these two teams certainly deserve a medal for their effort this afternoon in double overtime. There we'll see on the field the silver medal and the silver trophy being given to the West Catholic Birds.
Again, an outstanding season for West Catholic. I mean, just superlatives, you run out of them.
And so now the gold will go to Terry Varelli, who waited 20 years for an opportunity to get that gold trophy. After losing it in 1988 to Bethlehem Catholic, he waits 20 years and he gets it in 2008.
And think about Brian Fluck. This is his first chance to get a PIAA trophy. I know silver isn't what they wanted, but it'll look nice in the trophy case.
And there is that gold trophy that will head to Wilmington, New Wilmington, Pennsylvania, in the hands of the Wilmington Greyhounds. So the captains get their trophy, and there's Sharbaugh, Hartman, and Matt Wagner who come up and get the trophy. And again, the Wilmington Greyhounds in double overtime winning this AA state championship.
Great performance on both sides. Certainly Wilmington kind of bowed their back a little bit in that second half. Gave up one score.
And
Just
so
great, it was a great game, holy cow.
And so it is official. The Wilmington Greyhounds with the double overtime victory, and that will do it for this afternoon's game. The folks in Bethel Park and the folks at Liberty got a tough act to follow in tonight's game. 7 o'clock is the kickoff for the Quad A game as the state championships will wrap up here on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Hope you'll tune back in tonight as we bring you that Quad A championship between Bethel Park and Liberty. And until then, the final score once again, the AA championship in double overtime goes to the Wilmington Greyhounds over the West Catholic Burrs. West Catholic finishes their great season at 14-2. Wilmington at 15-1. Once again, the final score, Wilmington 35, West Catholic 34. For Gary Sutton and Steve Bowen and Steve Degler, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hope you'll do so again tonight. Again, 7 o'clock, the kickoff for the Quad A championship game here on the home for high school football championships in the state of Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
Get your VHS or DVD of this PIAA championship. Visit our website at pcntv.com or call toll-free 1-866-PCN-VIDEO. All championships are $29.95, including shipping and sales tax. The Pennsylvania Electoral College convenes to cast, certify, and transmit votes for president and vice president. Watch the process live from the Pennsylvania House Chambers tomorrow at noon, live on PCN.
I listened to the radio and they told me that they found 17 people in the explosion dead, and they still don't know how many is left.
PCN presents Tales from the Mines, a tribute to Pennsylvania coal mining. Learn about life as a miner and the impact it made on our state and industry via exclusive full-length interviews with former Pennsylvania coal miners. For specific scheduling details, check the PCN website at pcntv.com. Tales from the Mines, December 18th and 19th at 9 a.m., only on PCN.
Next week on PA Books.
My mom and dad, who have always been this constant in my life, aren't going to be here forever. And there's things I need to say to them because I did split from them and go in different directions. And it was sometimes funny the way that happened and sometimes painful.
The author of The Longest Trip Home, John Grogan, next Sunday at 9 p.m.
Got a question, comment, Need info? Talk to us. Send an email to info@pcntv.com. We'll read it and answer as quickly as we can. Whatever you want to know, whatever's on your mind, send us a line. It's that simple.
Pennsylvania veterans tell how they saw history as they were making it in World War II in their own words.
All of a sudden, the two pilots and I were bathed, actually literally bathed in pink, hot hydraulic fluid. We lost all of it, so we had to ditch. When we came down, one of the propellers spun off, walked through the cabin, made mincemeat out of the two pilots. I managed to survive that one.
World War II in their own words. $14.99 plus shipping and sales tax. Call 1-866-726-8433 or visit pcntv.com. Agriculture. So much more than just farming. The Pennsylvania Farm Show, beginning January 10th, 2009, only on PCN, Pennsylvania's neighborhood. PCN is looking for interns. If you're a college student interested in television production and politics, PCN has an opportunity for you to work with professionals and get hands-on experience. You would report to PCN studios near Harrisburg and work between 20 and 40 hours a week. In order to qualify, your internship must be part of a college academic program. To find out more about PCN internships, visit our website at pcntv.com. PCN is brought to your community thanks to the support of Comcast. PCN, Pennsylvania.